Welcome into the Saturday edition of the DFS Deli. We are joined today by, of course, by two of my best friends on the planet, Baker and Chill, to bring you a special secret menu where we break down all the under the radar plays on the slate and, of course, dissect the chalk, see if it's good chalk, bad chalk, break up the games you want to target and avoid, and help you navigate to the top of your DFS tournaments. So pull up the secret menu. Grab a chair, turn those open signs on, because this is the DFS Deli secret menu. Welcome in to the DFS Deli. I, of course, am the proprietor of this delicatessen, and I am joined on this fine Saturday afternoon, breaking down the final descent into the main slate for Sunday with Chill. Baker, welcome to work. Thanks for joining me. Chill, how's everything going? You're fresh off the just waking up.
Yeah, I've been up for a grand total of 40 minutes, I think. But we're good, man. We did the hair, we brushed the teeth, we got some water. That's really all I need, truthfully.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm ready to dive. I'm ready to dive on in,
man. Baker, we caught you before your shift. Thanks for joining me on this fine Saturday afternoon. How's everything going with you?
Oh,
is he muted now? Like, what are we doing?
Oh no.
I did mute myself. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was coughing, so I didn't want to hear it, and I forgot to unmute myself. My bad. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. But what I was saying is Thursday pissed me off. I'm still pissed off for Thursday. Like, I am literally livid from watching Thursday night football, and the only reason I'm pissed is because they weren't on the main slate. Like, the way
you wouldn't have played Kyle Pitts anyway.
I would have played Kirk James. I would have played Kirk James, which probably would have put me on the Kyle Pitts.
You're not allowed to play Kyle Pitts. All your blasphemy. This dude sucks and blah 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 blah. So you don't get to appreciate that 44-point burger he dropped.
Oh man. I made some small prop bets on Kyle Pitts specifically, and apparently I set them too low. So that kind of way too low. I put a hot 10 on a Kyle Pitts anytime and plus 60 yards. I should have tripled that.
Yes,
and would have been a little more profitable. So.
You should have bet You should have put a hot 10 on his 3 touchdown prop. You would have made like $300.
Lord Jesus,
that would have been way more than that. 3 TDs.
Nah, it probably only. I think it only had him at like 3,500 or 4K. I think
that's still a synonym for absurdity. But again, we're not worried about Thursday. We're worried about the 13 gamer, the big main slate. 8 early, 5 late. We're going to break it all down for you here on the secret menu of the DFS Deli. Let me go ahead and get into some injury news real quick for those that want to know about the shakers and movers of the Sunday slate. So we do have two new starters for the slate. Old man Phillip Rivers is starting. Officially starting. So Seattle's defense is a lock. Just go ahead and pay up for that. Kenny Pickett will get to invoke the revenge dagger for Sunday as he is officially starting for the Raiders. Mark Andrews, who was questionable leading into the week, is good to go. If you care anything about old man Alvin Kamara, he is officially out. The Browns will be missing the Chief and Dylan Sampson for the week. T. Higgins officially out, opening up some value, which we'll, of course, discuss here. No Starvin Marvin due to a heel injury. Mason Taylor, if you cared about any Jets, him and Brady Cook are the starters this week. I mean, he's the starting quarterback. So Jacksonville's defense is right alongside Seattle's defense when it comes to key plays at the defensive side. But those are all your big movers and shakers. We're waiting on the Washington running back and Josh Jacobs, who might shake up the slate just a little bit if he is out So yeah, let's get into it, man. We're gonna talk at the chalk report for the quarterback position, running back position, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, of course. See who we want to jam in, see if there's somebody flying under the radar. Let's see what we can do. So, Chill, I know you have some ownership projections brought up. If you want to break down some of the DraftKings plays for us at the top, and I will look up what we got cooking on FanDuel and see if we can maneuver through that.
I got both up if you want me to do both. But
we'll see how both sites compare to one another. How about that?
Yeah, so DraftKings right now, it's basically really spread out. Baker kind of mentioned it off air. Right now, your top 3 highest owned quarterbacks on the slate, DraftKings wise, is you're looking at Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, and Stafford are your top 3. And then you kind of get into a weird area of Mariota, Dart, and Lawrence kind of all coming in together. If we jump over to the old FanDuel, FanDuel, a little bit different. You're looking at Stafford, Purdy, Lawrence, and then you're kind of looking in that same area again, Dart, Stroud, Mariota. So that's what you're looking at this week in terms of that. But it's like, again, like we kind of mentioned it, your quarterback ownership is really kind of flat. So, I mean, there will be some low-owned plays that we'll get into here for sure, but it's kind of a flat week this week. Chances are, if a quarterback really does have a super good game, it's not going to bury you.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And Baker, like you said, you alluded to it. Ownership is kind of flat at the quarterback position. Our differentiators are going to be at the wide receiver and running back position. So tell me, where are you starting? If you got 1 or 2 rosters to build, who's the guy?
Well, for me, I mentioned it on Wednesday show and kind of seeing where ownership is. I still think this is a spot where we see Super Josh kind of take over because the Bills need it. The Bills absolutely need to win. Like if they want any shot at winning this division, 1 and 2, having any shot at really staying in contention for a wild card spot, they need this game. So in a game that has shootout potential, yes, Super Josh is 1,000% with no ownership. One of my bigger plays for me.
Well, Baker, we're here to play devil's advocate on the Contrarian show, the secret menu. Let me give you the scenario where Josh Allen does Josh Allen things. It's when he's pushed, right? When he has to go out and win the game. As we saw in the first matchup, there was a couple touchdowns in the second half of that game, but it really wasn't like the explosion spot we were looking for. Obviously, the Bills lost that game. This is a must win for the game, or must win for the Bills to even have a outside shot of taking the division, but their playoff lives are still on the line. But the scenario where he needs to become Superman is if the Patriots want to push him. And we've seen the Patriots play football. They just kind of want to win. They don't really hang it on people like we want them to. I don't think, and I mean, I'd be happy to be wrong, but I don't think this scenario where the Patriots are going to drop 35-40 and Josh Allen has to put on a Superman cape to put on, the fantasy display that we want for tournament wins. And we saw how Buffalo likes to win games as well. If Josh Allen doesn't become superhuman, they want to run the piss out of the ball and get the hell out of there. I mean, we saw it against the Steelers that if the Bills are in control, it's not through J17, it's through James Cook. And I get it. The Patriots are number 1 against the run this year. But if the Bills can establish what they want to do, they don't need Josh Allen. Like out of the, 8 wins that they have, I would say 3 of them were Josh Allen games. The rest were just wins. I mean, so I don't know if he's going to be able to put up that tournament winning upside, especially at that price. So, but I get where you're coming from. If we see the Superman cape, yes. If we don't, then you just wasted a lot of money on someone that you could have put somewhere else. So Chill, Baker's on J17 to become Superman. Who are you looking forward to for this weekend?
Yeah, one thing I'll just kind of add to the Josh Allen take there. Again, obviously you're playing the super, probably one of the best players in the league at no ownership. So I get the logic. My only concern would be is actually the Patriots' run defense which used to be really good, is now down in the 20s. James Cook basically has been Jonathan Taylor without the touchdowns, if you really compare them side by side. So I think you might be better off just playing James Cook, and we'll kind of get to that in the running back section. But like he said, my only concern is both teams come out and try to run the ball. Um, Again, the way to beat the Bills is by running. The way to beat the Patriots is by running. So, like, I just can see this game being, in the 20s, and you just don't know where the touchdowns are going on either side. So that's really my only concern in this game with Josh Allen, truthfully. But again, I get the logic. I've said it before. You play a really good player in a questionable matchup. If he hits, then you don't really have to get different in your lineup. So I totally get it.
Yeah, you just fly past the field. And yes, James Cook would be Jonathan Taylor with the touchdowns, but he needs to stop, what's that thing? Fumbling. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, and plus he has Josh Allen to steal his touchdowns as well.
And Ty Johnson. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, where are we looking if we're gonna feed into the ownership? And then we'll get to the plays that we want to kind of steer away from the ownership.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 guys that I'm looking at. They're really not like too low owned, but they'll still be lower than most. The first one is Marcus Mariota. The Giants starting 3 defensive linemen are all not playing. So he's gonna have time. Plus, I believe he's averaged 30 rushing yards in all his starts as well. So he's got the old Russian floor. And he's been averaging like 19 points when he starts. Terry McLaurin looks basically super healthy. His last start, he did kill the Broncos, which is a great defense. And Washington as a whole is basically like now kind of healthy. So, and basically, I think we've seen it before. Jackson Dart is going to run no matter what the team says. Even if it's not a designed run, he's still going to run. So the Giants can certainly push this game on the other side. So I like Mariota. If you want to get really gross, I'm kind of interested in Cam Ward. I think, yep.
What did he say?
Yep, Cam Ward. The reason being is that San Francisco does not pressure quarterbacks whatsoever. And basically, I think that's the more sneakiest shootout game on the slate, believe it or not, is going to be that one. Yeah, I know, right? It's gross. San Francisco is going to score. They are going to score, which is going to put the Titans in a passing situation. And I could pull a little bit more stats here later, but plus, if you stack Cam Ward, you're getting a stack for under 10K, which allows you to put the Avengers around him. So I'm not against it in the slightest. Honestly, if you want to get really gross, you just do Cam Ward with double tight end with Chig and Gunner.
What in the Millie Maker type shit are you talking about right now?
I'm telling you, man, for small field where it allows you to get a Puka, a JSN, and like a CMC, it works, man.
I'm here for this. I'm here for this. I'm here for all of this. Baker, can you get worse than Cam Ward doubles?
No, it's not even a Cam Ward double. Cam Ward double tight end Cam Ward. What? No, I can't get worse than that.
Don't you want the guy that returns punts for them at least? So maybe you get a cheap one in DK? Like
no. No, I can't. I literally can't get grosser than that. Like, but this is a week in which I don't think there's as much perceived value in paying down, but I think that the strategy can still be paying down at quarterback to get the Avengers, as Chill said, around, get a lot of these expensive pieces, the Jamar Chases, the Puka Nakuas, the Sun Gods into your lineups. I do like the Mariota call. I like the Jackson Dart call just because we know, once again, like you said, he's going to run. He has, zero regard for his body. and his messed up head. I think outside of the Cam Ward play, which obviously I love the Cam Ward play, absolutely love the Cam Ward play, but I think the quarterback on the other side of Cam Ward is very viable as well. I do believe that Brock Purdy very much so in play this week. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey going to garnish a lot of ownership, and for right reasons. Tennessee's run defense has been a little bit better, and their pass defense has just been leaking all over the place. Where early in the season, I think the perceived notion was that their run defense was terrible, and it was, but a lot of that was inflated by Jonathan Taylor doing Jonathan Taylor things. What's really been the Achilles heel of this defense has been their pass defense. So on Sunday afternoon, would it surprise me if Brock Purdy throws 3 or 4 touchdowns? And like say one of them can still go to CMC, but Brock Purdy might be a way to go in that game and potentially leveraging a very popular CMC.
I'm here for that as well. I'm going to get the main play of my rosters and then the gross one because the main play is going to be, and I haven't played them all year, but for some reason, because it is depressed price, I'm going to pull the trigger for this 1 week, and it's going to be Lamar. Now, I understand that he was trash at the last Bengals game, but if you really get into it, you take away the Zay Flowers OPI, which was not an OPI. Let's be real here. Isaiah Likely's 70-yard touchdown that he fumbles on the 1-yard line, and another wide open play to Mark Andrews that was tipped at the line. Lamar was close to breaking the Thanksgiving slate. I mean, it was right there for the taking, but circumstances led to that not being the case, obviously. But in a 100% must win for the Baltimore Ravens, I think that because of the exploitation of the defense's inability to guard the tight end position, I think we can funnel our stacks of Lamar to maybe one or even both of his tight ends, with Mark Andrews being healthy this week. Maybe Isaiah Likely shakes off the anti-touchdown thing that he's got going on and can push the Bengals into a victory. The run backs on the Bengals are easy because they're concentrated. You're going to go through either their tight end Gesicki, the punt play of the slate and Tinsley, or pay up to Jamar Chase, and then I think you'll be just fine. So my number 1 quarterback is going to be Lamar. I hate doing it because every time I play him, he sucks. But here I am back advocating for Lamar Jackson. And then, just like I mentioned on Wednesday, if you haven't checked out the Wednesday show, make sure to go back in the playlist and check that one out as well. I'm sorry, man. I'm still going with the revenge dagger of Kenny Pickett. Okay? Just because it's the same thing that Chill said. Double stacking Kenny Pickett costs you absolutely nothing, and then form the Avengers. You get one of the best tight ends in the NFL in Brock Bowers, and he gets to throw to that guy. And I mean, at 0, probably negative ownership on Brock Bowers, and then throwing a John Beck, who's going to get some increased opportunities because of injuries. I think you could do worse, and then just form the Avengers around him. I have no interest in Phillip Rivers. I have no interest in any of the pay down options besides Kenny Pickett, only because, like I said, he's an unknown. He's going against his old team, and he has arguably one of the best tight ends in the game. And Philadelphia stinks, man. I mean, they got some shit going on. I understand this might be a get right spot, and I know, Chili, you're on Jalen Hurts as well because Jalen Hurts was 3rd on my list, but I know they want to have a get right spot. Let's say Philadelphia does get right. If Kenny Pickett's trailing the entire game, garbage points counts the same as regular points. So I will take the lax environment that a Kenny Pickett can provide against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So
plus,
those are my guys.
So one thing I will say in Philadelphia's favor, which does help Kenny Pickett, is that last week, Sirianni did start calling a little bit more of the plays, and they are really trying hard to adjust and fix their passing game. I don't think Philadelphia is going to stop scoring if they are on a run. They need to, they're going to put up 40 points with their starters. I don't see them pulling out their starters because they're going to want to flip this narrative that, it's everything is, okay there. So, and the passing game wasn't doing too bad. It's just that they were playing the Chargers, who are a good football team. It's really different playing against the Raiders, who are, traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast. So in the sense that Kenny Pickett can get garbage time, it makes a ton of sense. But it also is more of an advocacy here for Jalen Hurts. as Sully and I learned, it's probably easier to play Hurts on DraftKings rather than FanDuel. So I think Hurts is worth a look as well because they are trying really hard to make this passing game relevant.
And because he's he's expensive to the point where people will avoid him. So his ownership is going to be sub 3% easily.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that uses legs that could break a slate because of his legs as well. So yeah, I'm behind the Jalen Hurts call right there. Also, side note before I let you guys finish up, if you got any more plays at quarterback, if you're building Matt Stafford lineups and your 1 o'clock guys don't hit, you still got Jared Goff that you could swap to at sub 3%. So late swaps are a thing. Don't let your lineups burn just because something happened at 1 o'clock. Jared Goff is easily capable of putting up a 30 burger on the Rams at no ownership. So if you're sitting there with Puka and Stafford and your 1 o'clocks didn't hit, and you're sitting there with, your CMCs, your Pukas, and just swap to the Lions and you'll be okay. Or you might be okay. It'll give you a fighting chance. Baker, did we miss anybody?
Well, to your point of it can give you a fighting chance, you can, like Michael Wilson last week, and then I swap off of Michael Wilson and he just buried that team even further. That's also a possibility. Just going to throw it out there. I think the only other person we didn't mention was Jose Brose. I think obviously if we're interested in Lamar, we're interested in Jamar. That rhymes, so it must be true. We have to talk about Jose Brose. I understand he's more efficient with T. Higgins on the field. That's 1,000% factual. But if that game's going to shoot, like Lamar can do it with his legs, and Joe Burrow doesn't have the rushing upside, but if we flip over the cards and he has 4 touchdowns with 350, would it surprise anybody? It's like Lamar can get there and Joe Burrow can get there, but if Lamar, Derrick Henry can also get there, if the Bengals are getting there, it's coming purely off the right arm of Jose Brose. So I think putting him in that pool with Lamar Jackson makes a lot of sense.
That Shawn Michaels lost his smile interview doesn't deter you away from Joe Burrow?
No, not at all.
If that is a screaming Andrew Luck, or he's getting traded.
Well, he's got the option after next year. So, but yeah, I got some Andrew Luck vibes out of that. I'm not going to lie.
There is definitely one team that could use him. That makes a ton of sense.
Would you like a drum roll, or would you like to reveal that?
Oh, yeah. So he had 2 really good college wide receivers. I think he just goes to play with the other one. Are you telling me that Minnesota doesn't go to them and give them 3 first-round picks and J.J. McCarthy?
I'm here for this. I'm down. But we all know Minnesota's front office is fucking idiots, so I don't think that's going to happen. But it almost makes too much sense, Chill. It almost makes too much sense.
Yeah, then Jamar Chase would be sad. Justin Jefferson would be pretty pumped about it.
Justin Jefferson. He'd be so fucking pumped. He's like, I ain't gotta play with 9 trash ass no more.
Sheesh. Let's roll over to running back, get some sneakiness in there, divulge the chalk. Chili, why don't you hit me with some of that ownership at the running back position?
Yeah, chalk. I'll just go top 5. You're looking at Woody Marks by a large margin, a very large margin. Christian McCaffrey, Mr. Gibbs, Saquon. Everybody still loves Ken Walker III. God bless him. So that's who you're looking at in terms of ownership on DraftKings. On FanDuel.com, you are looking at, again, much of the same. McCaffrey, Marks, Gibbs, Walker. And on FanDuel, you get a little bit more James Cook, Derrick Henry, which does make sense. More of a touchdown-dependent site, so I get it. But that's what you're looking at in terms of ownership in the running back position.
Baker, are you with me in we got to stop this Ken Walker shit?
Absolutely.
The guy sucks. I mean,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No, it's not. Like, no, it's
Stop it.
not, dude. Like, I'm not playing chalky Ken Walker for what, bro? For what? I mean, I get so like sifting through the chalk. I get the Woody Marks thing. He's affordable. He's going against the Cardinals. Nick Chubb might not play, so he has Dare Ogunbowale as his backup. I mean, he gets the touches. He's a workhorse. Houston wants to control the game, so I can understand that he can do that against the Cardinals. CMC is CMC. He has been super hyper inefficient, but he gets so many touches that he makes up for that. So I get that in the matchup. The questionable ones are the broken offensive prowess of the Eagles with Saquon and Chili. I mean, like you've invited him on the bus multiple times. I don't trust Derrick Henry even against the Bengals. That scares the living shit out of me. I get it. Himber and all this other shit. Man, them snow tires are still at the shop waiting to be put on. So I don't know, man, but yeah, thank you, Baker, for being in lockstep with the Ken Walker shit. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop.
But one thing I forgot to mention in the quarterback position, just really quick, Sam Darnold is playing the Colts, and the Colts are missing their two top corners. They're missing Ward and Sauce Gardner. Just gonna throw that out there.
I'm not paying $10K for JSN on FanDuel. It's not going to happen.
I understand it, but just to let the public know, that the Colts are literally missing their secondary.
So, Chill, I'll start with you. Who at the top are we jamming into our lineups?
Yeah, I mean, it goes with Baker's Buffalo take. Nobody's playing James Cook. I think people are still on the narrative that the Patriots' run defense is good, and it hasn't. Like I said, it's fallen into the 20s. Buffalo wants to establish the run. So, I mean, at this point, nobody's playing James Cook. He's going to go in probably less than 7%, 5%, somewhere in that range. So, again, I would be looking at James Cook. Obviously, you do have the pitfalls of him fumbling, Josh Allen, heaven forbid some random dude off the bench for the Bills gets a rushing touchdown, because that's a thing. But James Cook would be the interesting click there.
I'm here for that. Yeah, that's a good top end play. I'm behind that. Mid range, and I'll slide it to Baker for his top and mid range guys, but. The ownership and again, it always happens with me. When I play him, he sucks. But I think there should be significantly more ownership on Travis Etienne Jr. I mean, he gets the Jets against their third string quarterback. When are the freaking Jets going to be on the field? And we saw last week when Byshell Tootin fumbled, he got shadow realmed. He didn't see the damn field. So if we're going to get Travis Etienne and more ownership on Trevor Lawrence as well, I think mid-range, Travis Etienne should be like the one guy that you should have some confidence in, especially after last week scoring 2 touchdowns. We've seen blow-up games from him if there's no Byshell Tootin, stealing some touches inside the red zone. The only thing that I worry about with Travis Etienne is Trevor Lawrence has been rushing more. So, I've seen some design quarterback draws to get him in the end zone, and that's going to tilt my face off. But I think Travis Etienne is probably like mid-range guy, like just sitting there. So, I mean, that's my take on the mid-range. Upper range guys, I mean, CMC's got the safest floor in the game. I think if you're looking for a forward play combined with ceiling access, CMC's, a great pay-up option. And, yeah, like I said, I don't trust Saquon, and I don't trust our king. I'm very weary of the matchups are great, but fuck, they've been so dusty. But like I mentioned in the thread, if Lane Johnson plays, I think you could trust Saquon a little more. If Lane Johnson still remains out, I'm not going to do it. So I know offensive lineman news, right?
Hey, it
matters. It matters. It matters. Baker, who you got at the top? Are we sliding in the mid range? And do you have some cheap punts that you would like to discuss?
Top end. Well, first of all, I'll speak on kind of Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's I think his ownership is projecting high only because of the game environment, which makes sense. Obviously, this Rams run defense has been phenomenal this year, but obviously Jahmyr Gibbs can, he had an 11 catch game, 2 weeks ago? So him getting there via the air, I think his ownership is kind of depressed because of the matchup, but it's also high because of the environment. But I think it should probably be a little bit higher. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to him because obviously he is a priority play if you're building around him, but I think he deserves a little bit more attention just because of the electric nature in which he is. It's so sad because I normally start lineups who's playing Cincinnati, running back, put in lineup, and I kind of feel the same way you do, Sully, about Derrick Henry because I haven't been doing that on my practice builds, which scares the living shit out of me. But yeah, like the Ravens' offense looking broken. It came to life a little bit last week via Lamar, but it's still not Derrick Henry. Would it surprise any of us if Derrick Henry has 2 or 3 touchdowns tomorrow? No, we'll just be sitting here tilting our faces off. And I 100% agree on Travis Etienne. Literally 100% of the time I play Travis Etienne, he sucks. Was it 2 weeks ago where he was uber mega chalk and he did negative production? Like it was absolutely freaking absurd. And then last week he scores 2 touchdowns. But I feel like in a lot of lineups where you're jamming in the Pukas and the Jamar Chases, you're not going to be able to afford the CMCs. So hence the reason Woody Marks is gaining so much ownership because he is so low priced and it's a great matchup. I said it on Wednesday, and I still kind of feel this way. I feel that Chuba Hubbard's price is just criminal. New Orleans isn't a glaring matchup. They're kind of mid-pack in against the pass and the run, and we know Carolina wants to run the ball. And we saw before their bye week, once again, like Chuba Hubbard was just as involved as Rico, if not more. And when it comes to they kind of ride the hot hand a little bit. If Chuba starts breaking off runs at the beginning of the game, it'll be a Chuba game. So at 4,600, I'm still willing to kind of lean into that variance of Chuba Hubbard just for that simple fact. Outside of that, I think that RJ Harvey, who was, stupidly popular last week in the mid price, the role's still there. The matchup's a little bit tougher, but the role's still there. And Denver's kind of just leaning on just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Let's get the hell out of here too. They're not depending on Bo Nix nearly as much the past month of the season. So I think RJ Harvey is definitely a very interesting play at his price tag coming off of a 2-touchdown game.
I mean, opportunities. RJ Harvey ain't really splitting that much with his backfield mates, so I'm here for that. Chill, quick question. Do you think if we do not get Josh Jacobs tomorrow and Emmanuel Wilson becomes available, do you think he takes that ownership away from Woody Marks, or would it be like, I don't know, Tyrone Tracy Jr. or Ken Walker III? Like, where does that ownership go? Because even though the matchup sucks, honestly, I mean, it's not a great matchup for Emmanuel Wilson, but he's a cheapie that allows you to fit stuff in. Does the ownership get pulled from some of those guys?
No. People are going to see the Denver Broncos defense. They're going to see the red number next to him, and they're not going to play him.
I'm here for that.
I think everybody's going to stick with Marks. I do believe from what I read, Lane Johnson isn't playing, but his backup, Fred Johnson, is playing.
Wrong Johnson.
And then one other matchup, and I don't know if anybody mentioned them, but Genti's ownership is really low as well. And Jalen Carter got ruled out for this game, which does make a really big difference. So I don't mind Genty at all. He's almost a direct pivot from Woody Marks at that point. A little bit more expensive. At least on FanDuel, I think he's a little bit more expensive. I actually don't know the price, but he's pretty close. So if you want to go directly from the Woody Marks chalk, it would probably be Genty.
Yeah, Ashton Genty is 6,300. Woody Marks is 65.
Yeah, so I just would kind of be remiss. I would just mention Genty. One more. We'll get the hometown narrative in here. Nobody's playing Judkins tomorrow. And Samson, right, got ruled out. Jerome Ford got put on the IR. So Judkins does figure to get a little bit more work in the passing game as well. the Bears don't really have a great defense. They just get a lot of turnovers, but
opportunistic is the word.
That would be,
Opportunistic.
that's a big word. But
ever since I got the prescription for my glasses, I've become astute. So I'm just throwing them out there now. All of a sudden, my IQ went up like 23 points because of these. So
yeah. But yeah, I do like Judkins here. Again, the Bears defense isn't particularly well. We know the Browns and Shador, they're like their second favorite play call is screens. So I get to see, Judkins gets a screen. Josh Jacobs did have a pretty good game against these guys last week. So again, I understand the Bears are at home. It doesn't look great, but I do like Judkins this week as a low-owned play.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate, Chili, and go to the opposite side and say you can play one of these Bears guys at less than 3% ownership. We saw what? I would take Mamungai over anybody, but over Swift. But we saw last week that Tennessee absolutely went nuclear on these guys. And to the Judkins point, all 5 of their starting offensive linemen are out. I mean, they have no one on their offensive line. The Browns are so hurt right now that literally their starting unit from the beginning of the season, they're all gone. So they just lost their starting center. So it's like now Shador's got to operate under someone else. So it's just like, they couldn't run the ball, period, to begin with. So you're telling me with a brand new offensive line, they're going to be able to run against the Bears on the road in negative 15-degree freaking wind chill? No, I would rather take the Bears side on, we know what the Bears want to do. They want to run the living piss out of the ball. And if the Browns show anything that they showed last week in their inability to stop Tony Pollard, then I'm just going to go to the opposite side. I'd rather take the home guys against the Browns because we all know the Tennessee Titans did exactly what they were supposed to do. They ran at Myles Garrett. Because we know he's coming for that sack record, but it's hard to get a sack when you're not attempting any passes. He's going to be literally what Mitch Trubisky was when all they did was play defense, and he was attempting 12 passes a game. Whatever unders you see on Caleb Williams' passing yards tomorrow, take it. Like Kyle Mamungai and DeAndre Swift will have combined 40 attempts. Book it. If you're giving me those type of opportunities, I'll take it.
So I won't disagree with anything you said. Makes sense. I guess the only devil advocate I will play here is that if you are Chicago going into the playoffs, you need Caleb Williams to be playing well because how he's playing right now is not going to win in the NFC. It might win in the AFC, but it's not going to win in the NFC for sure. This would be the spot where you would want to try to pass, wouldn't it?
I only say that because they're the 7 seed right now. Like they're still in must-win territory. Even like the NFC is that stacked.
But at the end of the day, like you should be able to beat the Browns no matter what you're doing.
I mean, the Titans agree.
But yeah, I mean, again, it makes total sense. I'm not gonna disregard anything with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me some props on Caleb Williams tomorrow. This guy, he's probably only like at 160 probably, but I'd still take the under. Let's slide over to wide receiver and Chill Man, hit him with it.
Yeah, so on DraftKings here, wide receiver wise, we are looking at Puka Nacua. We are looking at Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Everybody got hit to Mitch Tinsley is up there in ownership on DraftKings. And then you're looking at Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, Chase, and Jameson Williams. Switch over to the old FanDuel. We are looking at doesn't really change by too much. I'll just do small field. For FanDuel, you are looking at Wan'Dale Robinson, Jacoby Myers, Jamar Chase, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jawan Jennings, More of the large field stuff, kind of the same there. You kind of get Puka and Devontae Adams kind of sprinkled in there. But that's what you're looking at in terms of ownership. So a little bit different from site to site there.
Baker, can we stop with the Wan'Dale Robinson shit?
I can't definitively back that one like I back Ken Walker.
I can. Here you go. So Wan'Dale Robinson's 2 good games, 2 usable games, were with quarterbacks not named Jackson Dart. His 2 best games, Russell Wilson and our boy, our poster child of the show, all right, famous Jameis, okay? When Darius Slayton is on the field, he only has 1 more target than the man. So I can't justify him being chalk at a more expensive price than Darius Slayton when they're literally the same dude. And again, Jackson Dart is starting, so I'm not going to see. He has not had 1 positive game with Jackson Dart. So why is he chalk? Like, I think we could find some better, cheaper pieces to fill in lineups than Wan'Dale freaking Robinson. Like, I'm sorry, that was my rant. I'm over it. Baker.
I will. So, I mean, I got some numbers here for you. When Jackson Dart is on the field, his target distribution to Wan'Dale Robinson is 62. Theo Johnson is 48. Darius Slayton is 29. Bellinger is 20. And then the running backs are 10 and 9. So he does throw the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson, or at least targets him.
Yeah, but you got to remember that half those starts that Jackson Dart was in, Darius Slayton was out. Like, he literally didn't play in half those games. I'm talking when they're on the field together.
I mean, he still throw him the ball.
Again, look at his box scores with Jackson Dart. He's put up 0 usable games. 0.
So, hey, I'm still gonna play him.
I mean, what? Hey, I support anything the Deli does. I'm just not gonna play Wan'Dale Robinson.
Him or Theo, but. That's neither.
I'm with that. Baker, if you're starting at the top, because I know you want to play one of these high-priced guys, which one is it, and which one are you willing to fade?
Would you believe me if I said I'm not willing to fade either?
I would believe you. You'll find ways to jam it in. Okay. All right. Well, who we jamming?
Both of them. Like that's a lot of my strategy this week is playing Puka and Jamar Chase together. And finding ways to get different around that. I understand they're the 2, like they're projecting in the 20s and 30s. When we turn the cards over, they're going to be in the 30s and 40s. And I'm fine eating that because I definitely see the variance of them both putting up 40 points game being very high, or the variance being very low. Sorry, as far as them both putting up 40, and if they both put up 40 together. There's ways to construct lineups in which you need those 2 40-point games because it's going to take 230, 240, maybe 250 to shift lineups this week, I think, with so many games on the slate and so many good plays, high-priced plays that can absolutely put you to bed. So fading both of them is not an option. One of them is on every single team, and it's going to be a priority to try to get different other places and build with both of them together for me this week.
I muted myself. So that means you're leaving out JSN.
Yes. JSN is probably going to be
God of the Sun.
We're going to find ways to get Amon-Ra in here. I'm not going to fade Amon-Ra. I'm probably going to end up fading Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think he's the one that.
Again, I will say Indianapolis' secondary is not there, and he's not fighting.
Non-existent.
He is not fighting anybody for targets. I think on FanDuel, you want to fade him at 10K. That's fine. On DraftKings, you want to fade him. Good luck.
So, I'll use last week as a perfect example. Jackson Smith had a 2-touchdown game. He had almost 100 yards, and Puka absolutely shattered that. The afternoon window started, and you didn't need JSN. You're getting – you're paying $100 more for Puka. I think Puka has a higher ceiling. You're paying $500 cheaper for Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase has a higher ceiling. With those 2 thought processes in my brain, at least, I think that even if JSN has 102,
I personally disagree on the higher ceiling narrative. Again, JSN is literally trying to shatter every receiving record this year, so I totally disagree on he has the higher ceiling. I totally disagree.
And I only disagree with your disagreeing because to Baker's point, he's got the 2 game environments that would warrant the ceiling access. Whereas the Seattle Seahawks could be up by 14 and say, all right, we're good, right? Let's just
But the Seahawks don't do that. They get up by 30 or 40 and do that. So I totally disagree. But
they get up by 30 or 40 because they have one of the best kickers in the damn game. Hey. Oh, look, we're in the red zone again. Field goal. Oh, look, we're in the red zone again. Field goal.
Well, I mean, obviously this is an outlier game, but you think back to when the original bro was out there, Max Browserman, and like nobody on the offense did anything. Like the offense was completely shut down. I understand the Vikings have a good defense as well, so that's part of it. But like all their points came from other things, and I haven't played much Jackson Smith and Jigba this year overall. That was one of the weeks in which I had a decent amount of Jackson Smith.
Jamar Chase literally did nothing in that shootout against the Bills.
I understand. I completely understand. I mean,
so you can counterpoint. We can keep counterpointing each other all day, no matter what.
Counterpoint. There's no T. Higgins.
T. Higgins
was in that Bills game. I'm just saying.
He did get injured, and Jamar Chase still didn't do shit.
He came back in, made a nice one-handed grab for another touchdown,
and then, all right.
He was still dizzy as shit. Like he barely. Is this a football? Like,
I mean,
I get it.
At the end of the day, you can't play all the good plays, so
correct.
It's neither here or there. So, like, I think on FanDuel, I don't even think it's a question. You just fade JSN at 10K.
Yeah,
I think on DraftKings, it's awfully terrifying.
Right. Well, I mean, and we'll get to it because there's another high end receiver that's probably not going to get any ownership because of the other guys that we mentioned. No one's going to play Rashee Rice.
Can he catch
this week? Potentially.
He read the syllabus this week. He knows what he's supposed to do.
Get his hands together.
I don't know the stat for sure, but there's an insane stat that I heard that when you play at Kansas City at night, like that boosts up like the drops rate by a lot. Yeah. Yeah,
we just got stats for everything. Like,
yeah. But also too, like that was the biggest game Rashee Rice has ever played in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was nerves there for sure. But yeah, there was an insane stat about playing at Kansas City at night and with drops.
All right, well, let's talk about some other under-owned slate-breaking potential receivers in Philadelphia. Sub 5% owned Slim Reaper, sub 5% owned AJ Brown. AJ Brown is way more palatable on DraftKings, so his ownership might be a little higher, but definitely not on FanDuel. So is there a way we can get to, because we like Jalen Hurts because of the ownership. You want to make your lineup completely unique. Sub percent owned Slim, sub 5% owned Slim, sub 5% owned AJ Brown, sub 5% owned Jalen Hurts, and you could just chalk it up if you'd like. So again, it's the Raiders, bro. Like, is this the get right spot? We want to find a way to jam in one of these guys, if not both. Baker, Eagles, question mark?
I mean, I think the only Eagle I'm probably going to get to this week is Saquon. Just because the thought process is like the Eagles get right, they hang something stupid, and I think they hang something stupid via just establishing it. Very similar to the way they did versus the Giants. I don't think this is a game in which they're going to actually need Jalen Hurts to do anything because the Raiders don't have much pushback in them.
I don't think it's a matter of need. I think it's just a matter of want. I think the Eagles want to defeat this narrative that they're not in a Super Bowl hangover like they were when the last time they won the Super Bowl, where like they were the best team and then got absolutely fucking annihilated by Tampa Bay in the playoff game. The Eagles are just trying to break narratives in this game. That's what they're going to try to do. But you're right. Because like, especially on FanDuel, it's a little sketchy. DraftKings just.
Yeah, DraftKings, you can do it.
You can definitely put on DraftKings.
Baker, you had a punt play that's not Mitchell Tinsley.
It's not Mitchell
Spice
Tinsley.
Spice it up for him.
Well, before I spice it up, you know what I'm saying, let me warm up, a little bit, because obviously, once again, we're talking about the game. I think Jameson Williams his ownership is criminally low for wanting to get into that game. I mean, I'm seeing a projected 10% ownership. That's probably closer to 15, 20% in actual
crazy
over the cards. I still think that's too low. Since the injury to Sam Laporta, this guy has, been so involved in their passing game to the point where I think that like that ownership should probably be higher than Devontae Adams, who's touchdown or nothing. And the fact that he's coming in, from what I'm seeing right now, lower than that, I think Jameson Williams is one of the best plays on the slate, dollar for dollar.
Jameson Williams is averaging 18 points a game with a 0 in there over the past 6 weeks. So, yes, I'm with you. Amon-Ra St. Brown is like 19.2. Jameson Williams at significantly less ownership and price is averaging what this man is doing, and he had a 0 in there. So we want to talk about accessing stealing. Give me, Jameson Williams. I'm 1,000% with you.
The Thanksgiving Day game does inflate that a little bit with Amon-Ra not being there. But
this is true. However, the other 4 games, including that 0, he was there.
Well, it was the 0. Amon-Ra was gone. He did play the Cowboys. And we so we do miss our Cowboys.
We do miss those guys.
Hey,
this would have been a whole Vikings show if the Cowboys were on the damn slate.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you have guys? We'll get back to wide receivers here in a second and Baker's take. But would you have guys have played 9?
Yes.
Man, we did a complete 180 on this show.
You had me at Cowboys.
And then he would have thrown like 4 touchdowns to Oliver, and we would all just been pissed off and be like, why did I play number 9? I'm a fucking idiot.
And Jalen Naylor back in the end zone again. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right.
Go on, Baker. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. 2 other receivers that I really like. I mentioned on Wednesday, or 3 other receivers. Michael Wilson, I mentioned as a great play. I understand the matchup's difficult. Mentioned him on Wednesday. He's a great play with the chalky winning marks, as he still doesn't have as much ownership because of his inflated price and the matchup. Still love him. And 2 other receivers that I love before I get to this pump play, which is absolutely delicious.
Absolutely delicious.
He's absolutely delicious. I hate you. They're actually in the same game. Chris Olave and Tyrone McMillan. I mean, both defenses are just kind of middling. Obviously, we have no elements. Games in the Superdome tend to be, or not Superdome, Mercedes-Benz Dome tend to be a little bit more high scoring, but both defenses can be had. So I like T-Mac, even though he doesn't like being called T-Mac. I'm still going to call him T-Mac, and I like Chris Olave for those reasons because I just think that game can have a little bit of points in it. Not something that I'm really targeting that game, but I like those 2 players. And now for the deliciousness, the returning 5'8", 114 pounds, dripping wet. Just got the notification on my phone 5 minutes ago that he's officially activated off the IR. Tutu Atwell for the Los Angeles Rams. I think that obviously Devontae Adams, he's a touchdown machine. He has 19 fucking end zone targets versus man coverage alone, which is what the Detroit Lions play a lot of. Puka Nacua, his splits versus man coverage, absolutely absurd. I think when the ball's not going to one of those 2, I think there's a very good possibility that Sean McVay, who schemes his games individual for teams, and it's not like he'll go 13 personnel, he'll go 11 personnel, he'll go 12 personnel, depending on what the matchup kind of dictates. Understanding that this team's going to play a lot of man versus him, he's going to be like, all right, you want to do this? Let me get these 3 wide receivers out here and let you try to cover these guys one-on-one all day. And I think there'll be certain shot plays that we'll see 2-2-2, that we will see 2-2-2. And I mean, if you're just praying for a long touchdown, I think he's just as good a bet as anybody, especially Mitchell Tinsley, to catch that long bomb. And once again, you're just targeting the game that you're really looking forward to.
My recommendation is don't play Tutu Atwell on DFS, but just go bet his touchdown prop then.
That's a spoiler, Chill. That's what we call a spoiler for later in the show, sir.
Don't you dare put freaking Tutu Atwell in our parlay. We actually want to hit another one.
Don't you come at me, because you have made some of the dumbest picks in this fucking parlay since we started doing this. And the last time you X-nayed one of my picks was a Jameis Winston fucking anytime touchdown, which fucking hit. So I want to hear your shit right now.
First of all, I left the dumb shit in the past, okay? And I gave you 2 good ones this week, and we hit. All right? So now that it's Saturday, and I've recollected my thoughts, and I'm gonna give you smart plays, smart picks for the parlay.
Okay.
But what I was gonna say is I will take your Tutu Atwell versus my Jack Beck.
Oh, give it to me all day. Let's go. Print money.
Is it Jack Beck? Is it Jack Beck or is it John Beck?
Jack.
Is it Jack? Okay. I know it was Jack.
It's 1-9 Jack Beck. Anybody else that we missed?
Yeah,
I went there, Baker. Yeah, I went there, Baker. Yeah, I went there. 1-9.
Yeah, I would be kind of failed remiss. The Titans guys, Alec, DK. I do like the Titans guys. One other guy, again, boots on the ground here. Denzel Ward is not playing tomorrow. And Tyson Campbell allows like the second highest receiving yards to wide receivers. Nobody is touching Rome Odunze tomorrow. But I'm just saying, with Ward out tomorrow, could be a Rome Odunze type of game.
Let us pray. And before we slide over to tight ends real quick, I will say again for your late swaptions, if you build with Puka and your 1 o'clocks don't hit, swap to Devontae Adams. At least save some ownership. Help your cause. And again, like Baker mentioned, Jameson Williams super underowned. Compared to relative to the environment, he is underowned. So that's another guy you could probably swap to. And if you're really desperate, Tutu Atwell. There you go.
What about Stephon Diggs in the revenge game again?
He already extracted his revenge in the first matchup. We are not going to any New England pass catchers this week. I can't do it.
I'm not, but just toss it out.
I can't do it. Tight ends, Chill. Hit him with it.
Yeah, tight ends. Nothing too crazy here. Harold Fannin Jr., Mark Andrews, Theo, Isaiah Likely, Kittle, Gesicki, Colby Parkinson, AJ Barner. That's on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I'm sure we'll get much of the same. Yeah, Kittle, Andrews, Fannin. Mostly it's just George Kittle on FanDuel. So once you kind of get past Kittle, it's flat. Andrews, I'll probably put Andrews up there. He's 12%. Kittle's at like 20%. So basically, if you don't play George Kittle on FanDuel, he's cheap. He's only 6,300. And we just saw the Browns tight ends nuke the Titans, so it makes sense. And again, the Titans are a pass funnel, or turning into the league's pass funnel. FanDuel, and then you get like Hunter Henry, Theo, Dalton Schultz, Dr. Strange, Gesicki. Nobody's playing Isaiah Likely on FanDuel,
and that's crazy to me. Holy shit. What are we doing in these DFS streets where we realize there's a tight end that is going against the freaking Bengals? He's a tight end, Jackson Hawes or Spencer or whatever the hell his name is, scored against the freaking Bengals. And we're not going to play Isaiah Likely? That's crazy.
It's because they're playing Andrews.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I'm playing Isaiah Likely. God dang it. I don't care if his ineptitude to get in the damn end zone or at least fumble the bag when he gets there. I'm playing Isaiah Likely. God dang it. That's crazy, dog.
That's crazy.
But and Chill, you've alluded to it multiple times, but sometimes you just play the better players even in bad matchups. So we're talking about unowned Brock Bowers and unowned Trey McBride. What slate in existence are you going to get these two sub 3%? This is crazy to me.
I mean, Trey McBride is still really expensive, so I get that. Brock Bowers.
But he's so good at the game of football, Chill.
Yeah,
like really good.
Yeah, you just really need Houston to fucking put him down, and then Trey McBride will come alive with the set.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Bowers is probably the intriguing one. The last time he was unowned, he dropped like 40. So, I mean, I know that was like way back in week 5 or 6 or whatever it was, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Philadelphia doesn't have the greatest defense, so
I'm just saying, man, if you're Kenny Pickett, I'm throwing to one dude. And it's not Jack Beck, even though I like Jack Beck this week. But come on, man. We got to find room to at least one. If you build 10 rosters, one of them should have Brock Bowers in it or Trey McBride or whatever. Like, because we've seen that the high priced elite tight ends can put a slate to bed. Period. We've seen Trey McBride do it. We've seen Brock Bowers do it. And I mean, I get it. Even if Brock Bowers like goes off or whatever, like we could look up on our non-Brock Bowers rosters and go, well, no one played him, so it's really not affecting you. But if you're the guy that played him, that puts you significantly ahead of everyone else in the damn field. So I'm definitely going to take a shot on Brock Bowers tomorrow without question. And even if you want to like spice it up, find your early only roster and be like, all right, I'm going to play Brock Bowers in this because he's still going to be unowned in early only too. So,
oh yeah, he'll be unknown by a lot. I'll just give you one take here. I know we've done nothing but trash Phillip Rivers. But if we do know one thing about Phillip Rivers, he's gonna throw to the tight end, and this might be one of the best tight ends he's played with, of course, outside Antonio Gates. We don't foresee Phillip Rivers chucking this ball 20, 30 yards down the field. Seattle is not the greatest against tight ends. They actually do allow like the 5th most points to tight ends. Again, man, it's a gross click, but again, good players and bad matchups. You could just play Warren here against the Seahawks here. Makes a ton of sense.
Can he still throw it 20 yards downfield? I mean,
they did release video of him throwing the ball like 30, 40, that motion, but so
I
guess that would really be the only take that I have at this point, truthfully.
Baker, can we get weird at tight end?
Can we get weird at tight end? I got weird. Like, come on. This is me we're talking about here. If like here's a mid-price tight end for you. Now, this is an absolute punt play, all the way punt play. Obviously, we saw the gruesome injury to Zach Ertz last week, potentially career-ending. It's very uncertain in that tight end room, in my opinion. I think John Bates is listed as the starter, but we have their second-year tight end. I do believe this is second year. Ben Sinnott, former second-round pick, who could be in an expanded role, bare minimum. Why the hell not? Like, that's literally a why the hell not play. I'm not saying it's a great play. I'm just saying why the fuck not? It gives you the opportunity to jam in whatever the hell else you want on top of playing one or two other. You play him and Tutu Atwell, do whatever you want.
No interest in Jeremy Rucker, Baker?
I'm not all about the Rucker, okay? I'm not about the Rucker. But I do think Trey McBride is actually the pivot off of Puka. I think that is probably like you got Puka in your flex, you swap to Trey McBride and pray Puka fails.
Yeah, I mean it is nice that we got some flexibility.
Trey McBride plays in the early window, I do believe.
Yeah, aren't they in Houston?
They're in Houston. Crap, Houston.
That isn't one.
Yeah, they do play at 1. Yeah,
I was thinking, I'm like, shit, am I wrong? Hold up.
I say, hold up.
I'm like, I get the game times wrong here on this show. Damn it!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take it there.
You stealing my bit?
I didn't say dive on
steal the bit.
I didn't say dive on in, so we're good. But my tight end pool is pretty small. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, more than likely playing together with with Lamar. Thank you. Harold Fannin, like I'm just out of that Chicago Cleveland game because of the weather. Otherwise, I think Harold Fannin would be a great play. Everything else is just quarterback dependent. I'll play Dalton Kincaid with my Josh Allen lineups just because he's the only pass catcher I think we can rely on there.
Parkinson in your Stafford lineups? Question mark.
I'm playing 2-2, so no, I'm not triple stacking Matt Stafford, even though it's possible. I'm probably not going to.
It's a 52.5 point total, man. I mean, why not the triple?
I've never been a fan of triples. Doubles is I feel comfortable in doubles.
Where you stop.
I don't really feel comfortable in triples.
If you're playing large field, I think triples is fine.
Yeah, depends on the field size for sure.
One other guy I'll just mention, Dr. Strange. Trevor Lawrence has been pretty condensed on where the ball is going. If you do figure that the Jags will have a lot of possessions in this game, I don't think it's the worst thing you could do. Obviously, it's not the greatest thing, but I don't know. Warren and Strange at this point probably be who I'll toss in there.
Yes, he's throwing to everybody but Brian Thomas Jr.
Poor Brian Thomas. Poor guy. Let's slide over defense and slap that, hit this parlay, and get Baker off to work. So chill. Hit him with the defense ownership, baby.
Yeah, I mean at this point, it's kind of flat. You're looking at the Texans, Seahawks, Bears, Jags, Eagles, Raiders. Your top 6 there on DraftKings. On FanDuel.com, you are looking at Houston, Carolina, the Giants are your top 3 there. And then New Orleans, is like your 4th. And then it's pretty much flat from there. But that's what you're looking at defensive-wise.
The Jaguars are playing a creative player. Find the money to get to Jacksonville. That is all.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
I get Seattle against Phillip Rivers. Understandable. Again, I mentioned that the Browns have literally no offensive line. The Bears, that's fine. Even though there's probably not going to be a lot of dropbacks in that game. But if you want the shutout, the Bears, question mark.
I mean,
yeah.
Do you want to go on? Do you want to go on the narrative that Stefanski is trying to ruin Sanders' career, so you might just make him pass a lot in this game?
You know what? After that 2-point conversion bullshit last week, yeah,
it feels like a thing. Like boots on the ground. It really
feels like a thing.
It does feel like a thing almost.
Feels like a thing. Baker, who you got on defense, man?
So Adam Scheffler just tweeted this out with running back Josh Jacobs questionable for Sunday due to the knee injury. The Packers elevated running back Pierre Strong Jr. For Sunday's game. So it looks like if they're elevating, there could be some concerns with Josh Jacobs. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I mean, that makes sense. But, Jacobs will be out there with, half a body stealing carries. I mean, for real, dude. That dude is so ignorant. He's, I'm not playing. Then he goes out there. He gets 15 totes for 80 yards, no touchdowns. It's like, bro, I could have just played the backup here. God damn it.
Facts. But as far as defensive takes, I don't give a fuck.
Cool. You're playing Jacksonville with me. Find the money for Jacksonville. Got it. Chili, who you got?
For defense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, Bears, Jags. If you got a punt,
I got a feeling there's going to be a good amount of punting on defense this week because we want to jam in so much.
If I'm gonna punt, maybe the Chargers.
Just play the Raiders at 2K. Philadelphia is broken, bro.
I just don't Philadelphia. If I'm playing Jalen Hurts, I just don't believe. I don't think Philadelphia is going to be broken. But
you're not Jalen Hurts stacks.
Hedge your bet. There you go.
Hedge. Oh shit! I'm here for it. Well, I mean, we've been talking for a while, but I think these contrarian shows get us into the correct mindset going into Sunday. But we got to make some extra money. we got to put some money out there. The picks for the parlay. It is time to pray for the parlay. So if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. First of all, hit that follow button on your podcast streets. Make sure you catch every new episode of the DFS Deli, brought to you by, of course, Chill and Bake and myself. But we got to make some extra money, man. We got to get 6 legs, a hot 10 that we hit last week for the parlay. So if you need some extra coin, join us and follow the parlay. So, Baker, who are your picks for the DFS Deli special, the hot 10? Who is the hot 10 for you?
So, like I teased before,
I'm not fucking playing Tutu fucking Atwell. It is not going to happen. You better give an alternate because I am not spending my hard-earned American dollars on Atwell. It's not going to happen.
His anytime touchdown, I don't feel like is high enough. It's only at plus 370.
Maybe Vegas knows something. But then remember Taysom Hills was plus 120 that week when I picked him, so I don't want to fucking hear it.
I honestly would rather play Tesla in that same game over
well,
Tutu
all he
Atwell.
does is catch touchdowns, though. I mean, Tesla is a good bet for a touchdown.
But Baker, it seems like Tutu Atwell's getting the boot, so who are you playing?
So when this parlay hits for me, because I play Tutu Atwell, just know you people missed out. And I'm only talking to YouTube, not the people watching this in the internet. YouTube missed out on thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands.
Because you did not play Tutu Atwell. It's you guys' fault. YouTube.
Got it. Hit him with it, Zoe.
Bada boom. Realest guy in the room. How you doing? All right. So if you want to take Tutu away from me, which I think is absolute blasphemy, like I am so beyond limit with you right now.
If you pay Tutu Atwell, I'm just gonna put Jack Beck in it and really fuck it up.
All right. In that case, come back to me. Give me a second because I was dead on Tutu. So give me a second.
Listen, how about this? We will do a secondary parlay. We'll do 3 picks.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay, and the guy's got to be like plus 200 and above. All right.
Yeah, a secondary 3-leg, a gross 3-leg, and a solid 6-leg.
All right, we'll do a gross 3-leg. That way, everybody can get their fill in. I'm
here for this.
Give me some AJ Brown.
Ooh. Okay.
And then my second pick. Give me some George Kittle.
Ooh, okay. A little squiddle me bit. All right, I'm here for that. Since Baker's still contemplating, I am going to take Isaiah Likely to get out of the cursed realm of actually scoring touchdowns. And I mean, you already took your 49ers, so I'm not going to jam in CMC. CMC is very obvious, but you know what? Jameson Williams. I'm going to go with J-Mo on this one. Baker, who you got for that 6-legger?
So you took my second one in Jameson Williams, you piece of shit.
Should have went first.
That's fair. So I didn't really talk about him, but I did mention him on Wednesday as well. On the other side of Josh Allen, I think what pushes Josh Allen, once again, is this run game. So give me Travion Henderson.
Trey Henderson. And the last leg of the parlay, Bake.
And the last leg. So if you're going Isaiah Likely, I'm playing the two of them together. Does that mean I take Mark Andrews?
You want both Baltimore tight ends on the same parlay?
I'm playing him in DFS. Might as well play him here together, too.
Mark Andrews.
Might as well. Or are you going to ixnay this one for me, too?
I personally don't like it, but that's okay. We live, we ride.
We ride, Chill. We ride. Let's ride. Chill, who you got for the gross parlay? The gross 3-legger?
let me find. I'll get you a gross one. I'm gonna need to wait for that one.
You're good.
Let me look up the numbers.
Well, Baker's going 2-2 Atwell, correct?
The numbers, Mason. Of course.
I'm going Mr. Beck.
Our Deli parlay is plus 27,972.
What?
That's what I got.
I'm here for it.
A hot 10 wins you 2.7. Shit, I should. Yeah, like
25 on it.
Well, the funny thing is Isaiah likely does fit into the gross parlay at plus 220.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
At least on FanDuel, yeah.
That's not bad.
Hold on, let me place this bet, and then I'm gonna look for a guy here.
While Chill's looking, Baker, who's your favorite stack for this week? Who should the people glob on to?
So I like the Matt Stafford double. I like all jokes aside, I do actually really like Tutu. So Tutu, Puka, Matt Stafford. I really like that with a JMO run back. I do like the way it differentiates you with Lamar Jackson playing both his tight ends. And then I like my Josh Allen stuff. Running Josh Allen with Dalton Kincaid. So those I give you three of them. You asked for one, I gave you three.
That's fine. I mean, obviously, I'll give you 3 too, seeing as how two of ours match. Lamar with X tight end, Matt Stafford with Devontae or Puka if you can fit it, and Cody Parkinson if you want to just throw in the extra person. And then, like I said, that Jameson Williams run back is pretty hot. And I like I said, if I'm super punting, it's gonna be the Kenny Pickett revenge dagger. I really want to find a way and a reason to play Brock Bowers this week. Yes, I feel like he can be a one-off. You definitely don't have to drag Kenny Pickett with you, but with his price and what it allows you to fit in the rest of your lineup, kind of makes you absolutely different. I mean, you could do that and chalk and still have a shot. So those are my 3 picks right there. So Chill favorite stacks and a gross pick for the parlay.
Gross pick for the parlay. Give me some DK.
Chimeri DK. Okay.
And then
10 on a 3-legger.
And then stacks for the week. Eagles. Again, I do like the Eagles stuff. Titans, because this is the gross show. Titans. On the same side of that game, San Francisco. I don't think a lot of people are playing the San Francisco passing game. That could be more of a swaption for you. If you really need to get weird, you just swap to that game and pray. So those two, and then, kind of from there, it's just, again, it's really spread out. Burrow, Lamar, both sides of that ball as well. So there's just a ton of good options you can honestly go to this week. So I'm really not going to try to condense myself to one. But for sure, I will have the Eagles in some sense.
I'm with it. Well, if you've made it to this point in the show, we appreciate y'all. We, of course, wish you the best of luck on your main slate rosters and your tournaments this week. Get weird. Have fun. For Baker, Chill, I've been your boy Sully. This has been the DFS Deli, the secret menu, and we were going to close up the shop. And, of course, see you all at the top. Keep listening. Peace.